Hey guys, welcome back to part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, link will be in the description down below. Today we're going to cover the interior of the BMW iX. The BMW iX has one of the most polarizing exterior designs I've ever seen from any car. Most people either love it or hate it. The interior of the iX, however, is simply exquisite. You have got to love this interior. First of all, it looks like no other BMW from ever before. From the design to the material and even how the multimedia display iDrive 8 is positioned. The interior design feels both futuristic and minimalistic at the same time. From how the iDrive's curved display that stretches from the center of the dash all the way across to the front of the driver, effectively combining two display areas into one large display, to the nearly hexagon-shaped steering wheel, the iX's interior addresses one of the biggest criticisms of BMW's interior for the past many years, which is that BMW's interior design hasn't really changed for the past 20 years. This could be interpreted as a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what kind of buyer you are. But if you want an interior that feels completely different from BMW's interiors from the past, then the iX is definitely the car for you. Modern BMW interiors are actually unbelievably well put together, but the design of the interior has been described as conservative, Teutonic, or even a bit unadventurous. Mercedes-Benz is actually quite the opposite. Its interior design has been praised for looking extremely modern and premium, but for example, if you get into any recent Mercedes model and push against its interior panels, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna hear some squeaking sound. BMW interiors are much better put together. It feels extremely sturdy. I would say almost as sturdy as well put together as Porsche. The BMW iX's interior finally addresses the biggest criticism of modern BMW's interior with a design that looks completely new. Here are 10 notable things from BMW iX's interior. The first thing you're going to notice is that this is a completely redesigned interior. From the side of the door, it seems like BMW took a page out of Mercedes' book and placed the seat adjustment settings on the door for the first time instead of having it on the seat. In the US, it looks like you can only get these in the standard metal trim and not the crystal version of it. The seating material has an option of Sensatec, which is a faux leather which only comes in beige, brown, or black. For the leather seat, it comes in black and red, and finally the cloth version of it, which is a blend of microfiber and wool that comes in a two-tone dark gray stone color. I do have to point out that the pattern on the stitching for Sensatec and cloth are the same. I personally would go for the leather seats to get a more premium look or feel, and it ages with the car very well. But if you don't care about that, just go for the Sensatec seats, it'll do the job for you. The nearly hexagon steering wheel, it's automatically adjustable. The buttons are in piano black, and the wheel cover is covered in a premium leather. The BMW iX only comes in a titanium bronze trim, but it looks more like a satin champagne color to me. There will be no door handles in this car. They've completely taken out anything that looks like a traditional handle in the car. It's a button just like a Tesla now. There also won't be any overhead hand-grabbing handles, but you do get coat-hanging hooks. On the center console, starting with the shifter, instead of your typical BMW gear shifter, which was a stick, we now have a button for you to shift along with the control button to spin around with for the infotainment system. Unfortunately, they paired this up with piano black trim on the shifter area, so you have to be very careful not to scratch that area. The storage compartment is your typical BMW split opening storage with a lot of room on the inside. And yes, it comes with two wireless areas to charge your phone, just like Tesla, but in a very awkward position, which forces you to use the infotainment system instead. The infotainment system will be the all-new OS 8, which does have gesture control and touchscreen controls. The rear seats are extremely spacious with no middle tunnel. You won't have a problem even if you're taller than 6 feet. Hey, it's German after all. The rear seats have no gap. It's literally a giant couch that's embedded into the car. Climate control settings are available in the back of the middle console. The back of the front seat is mainly plastic, which is good for protective purposes, especially if you have kids. It also comes with 2 USB ports in the back of each front seat. There is an option for the glass roof, which has a feature which can be frosted electronically to block out the sunlight, similar to Porsche Taycan's GTS's roof. And lastly, the trunk. The iX's interior storage is a tad bigger than the X5's. The trunk space without the seats folded down would be at 35.5 cubic feet. But with the seats folded down, it would be at 77.9 cubic feet, which is 1.6 cubic feet bigger than the X5, and with the seats folded down, it would be 5.6 cubic feet bigger. This is due to the all-new design of the EV platform. There is no spare tire for the BMW iX, which is common in a lot of EVs due to weight efficiency issues. Alright, that's it for now. Stay tuned for my next German EV video. Which EV do you want me to cover next? Let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe, and see you guys next time.